Yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining me here in Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm RJ. Well, there is something else here on this railgun that perhaps leads us to believe there's a lot more to it. Perhaps it is something we can combine with the Space Docker because it directly links to Back to the Future. Let's take a closer look. So if you take a closer look, it does have some very interesting writing here on the railgun saying Coil Incorporated with a logo there, property US government, prototype, serial number. There are some different letters and numbers there, so maybe there is some meaning behind that serial number. Of course, it does say EVA there at the first part. And the most glaring thing that it says is 1.21 gigawatts, that being a direct link to Back to the Future. All right. Time travel? No, it's just completely roasted. Los Santos 2020. We got a few responses to that tweet. Perhaps this does mean something more here in GTA 5. It's funny because we did look at this when the game first came out, especially because Omega was one of those characters that we really thought had a lot of ties to the truth from GTA San Andreas. That's a pretty crazy character from that game. Also, a bit of a hippie and a guy who lets you use some technology, namely the Jetpack, as he has the secret way to obtain that one in GTA San Andreas. But when it comes to the poster, it's funny how we looked at that and we thought 2020, that probably is just some random Easter egg to that year, possibly aliens, you know, that looks like the ones we've seen in the game. Oh, okay, I see the radio. Wait a minute.
See what I'm saying? It's an actual big, it's like a bluer type picture.
Aha.
And it's behind the shelf.
Damn.
And it kind of resembles.
It definitely looks like a wave coming through. I see why you say that. I was looking, of course, at the stereo on the opposite side. You were talking about the emergency radio, and there's definitely a tsunami or a huge wave hitting Los Santos. You got to feel that because we've seen this kind of stuff happen via mods, and not just in San Andreas. People were doing that in GTA 4, so they know that the community really wants to see a tsunami hit this place. Hopefully it still happens. I feel like that's not going to be that difficult for Rockstar to add it, especially with them saying they have all these GTA Online special events coming. Well, why not give us a special event where tsunami hits us as we're driving around or whatever? And clearly there is a very strange shadow hovering above. It looks like maybe one of the Altruist Camp water towers there. Man, what is your initial take on this, UC?
First of all, that water tower is not even supposed to be there. If you look right behind, like, there's this huge mountainside. Like, it's not even nowhere near the mountain cliff. So I don't know what the hell this thing is doing over here. But besides that huge ball on top, I have no words for it yet. Like, the closest I can come to is like an alien slime ball or like some type of like Dragon Ball Z spirit bomb or something. I don't know. What's your take on it? I really want to know your take.
Man, I know you mentioned the alien invader symbol. It definitely resembles that to me. I also think it looks a little bit like a bush, you know, maybe some sort of floating bush, but that really doesn't make sense because why would a bush be hovering above the water tower? Now, we did show off the water tower, the biggest water tower at the Altruist Camp. You know, there's a couple different things on that. You have the sun symbol, which you've mentioned recently, kind of correlating to some other games and some other sun symbols. And we also think that that might be a UFO symbol. I remember you talking about that a long time ago, that maybe that's a dual symbol between the sun and the UFO, specifically more of the Zancudo UFO there. But regardless, maybe that's letting us know that there is a UFO directly above the Altruist water tower there, and perhaps that is, you know, the shadow of that UFO symbol. Obviously, we probably would have found it already. Maybe it's hard to find, maybe it's smaller, or maybe we haven't fulfilled the right requirements to make it appear. but either it's some sort of UFO symbol or it's just a glitch, like maybe a bush shadow floating somehow. We need to find this again, don't you think, UC? Because sometimes you'll see some glitches that just happen and by chance, but if we can find this a couple different times, then that'll let us know that it's probably intentional by Rockstar.
Yeah, definitely. The thing about glitches, though, is that they can also reveal secrets. As in the day, as in the night. In the daytime, we get the jetpack shadow. In the nighttime, we appear to get some type of alien invader slime ball. I don't know yet. But one thing I was telling you and other people recently is that that symbol you were just saying, how I had, made a video a long time ago saying that it's a duality of a UFO, the four Zancudo UFO specifically, and the sun and the moon at the same time, which happens to be the biggest mystery in the game so far, is the sun, the moon revealing shadow secrets, and the UFOs in the game.
Fire in the hole. Fire looks pretty amazing in this game. You can see it really does look like the rocket is about to take off. Robin Rams did try this out, but nothing happened in his file. Let's try to help it out. Okay, more fire there, come on. Really does remind me of some other Easter eggs in other games where you can do something like this and it would activate something. I mean, I remember even in a game for Nintendo, the Ocarina of Time, one of the better Zelda games of all time, there are these stones that you can walk up to that will give you hints and whatnot. Well, one thing you can do is make them take off like a rocket ship. Uh-oh, the cops have shown up. You are not going to prevent us from our experimenting. Perhaps they are trying to hold us back from solving the mystery. Where the hell did he go? I don't see him. Wait a minute. No, don't tell me. There he is. There he is. Holy shnikes, this is crazy. He's not gotten abducted, but I don't exactly know what he's doing. Oh my gosh. Watch out, Jimmy. Fire in the hole. There he goes. Let's chase after him. Is that him? Is he on fire? I saw his body go down. He's probably tumbling towards the surface. Damn. Well, that was certainly pretty trippy, Madison. Thanks for moderating. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, the reason that these guys are killed is unknown, but they definitely suffered a brutal death by crashing into the tree. And if you go to the next picture, this is very interesting, right? You see the map of San Andreas. Everything looks normal. Maybe over here it seems like a high tide or something. You got Mount Chiliad, Los Santos, the Alamo Sea, or I guess Mount Chiliad would be over here. I don't know. Doesn't really seem exactly to scale. Well, the very next picture, out of all natural disasters they could choose, they go with the tsunami. It says, creator would kill a happy family going on vacation or wipe out hundreds of thousands of people in a tsunami. There's only one real God, and that is Mother Nature. Very interesting, right? With this whole weather dynamic being added to the game, I think it really, was shown off there in Grand Theft Auto 4, but then when it made it to this generation of consoles where they have puddles, they have all these in-depth things that happen due to the weather, it shows you that maybe Mother Nature is more powerful a force than we think in the game. Maybe there's something going on. Regardless, you do have a major clue of a tsunami killing 200,000 people. It just shows you that the whole theory behind tsunamis could definitely be right. The fact that Rockstar is hiding it in the game like that. That is the only natural disaster it really shows off in depth. It is the tsunami there. I think that's a pretty crazy looking picture. You can see the Alamo Sea is flooded. All of Los Santos is flooded. There's some places that I guess you can go to for dry land. But as it said, a lot of people died. As you can see right here. Come on, man. That is a direct link to tsunamis. I don't care what anybody says. This is way too many clues towards the tsunami. But Danny, did the tsunami already happen? Because look at how else would all this trash get up here, including something from under the ocean. What's your answer to that?
It definitely did. And I mean, like I said before, I was so mixed up. I didn't know what to think because of all these pictures of the tsunamis and all this stuff and all the information showing that it probably already happened. I was like, kind of bummed out because I thought I was reading these clues right as maybe a tsunami would happen. But you know, all this research showed me is that this is proving a tsunami to happen tenfold, because basically this plant that you're looking at right here, okay, is actually very rare to be found in this area, okay, in this part of the world, in this part of the Pacific Ocean coast. It's not common. The only way that these are common is when they huddle up around an underwater volcano, otherwise known as a seamount. Now, for this to be washed up all the way up on shore here near the observatory shows me that the tide was recently high. So the sun symbol that you just found, that shows the stars and the lunar and the whole affecting the tide with the gravitational pull, it's all signs of something current, not something from the past, but current. Okay, the coastline's under threat. It's a current statement. It's telling us, listen guys, it's happened before. History repeats itself. It's going to happen again. We got so many clues, okay, basically pointing us in the direction of, if you do the research and you understand this whole area for what it is and everything that goes on, this is something that's happened. It's been devastating, but it's something that's going to happen again because this is the area for it. And I believe strongly, whatever trigger it may be, an eclipse or whatever we might have to do, I believe strongly that a tsunami will happen again. The answer is both yes, it has happened, and yes, it will happen. And at the beginning, you mentioned about the jetpack. I really hope it's the jetpack and a tsunami, man. We're at the observatory, so I'm going to shoot for the stars and have my expectations high on this one. I want maybe a jetpack to save us from the tsunami. Maybe we can fly up to Mount Chiliad and, whatever may happen. We don't know, but I know there's something more. There's definitely more to this.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Let us know what you guys think about the tsunami theory here at Noose HQ. I got to give a special shout out to said Corey. He noticed that the parking lot here at the HQ might have the same figure of a jetpack, especially the one found in San Andreas. I really want your opinion on this one, guys. Let me know what you think. I feel right now it's about 50-50. I feel like it is a strange coincidence that the parking lot just so happens to be shaped like this. You can see the two handles on the left and the right side, and the two tanks made up by the parking lots there in the middle. So it's close. I feel like it is a bit suspicious, and this could be another symbol. And for the first time, we could find a hidden jetpack symbol outside of the Altruist camp. There is one found in Lester's house. That one's like a cartoon of some sort of troll or gremlin looking thing. He is flying around on his jetpack. There's so many different jetpack hints in the game, and we all know that it was probably the funnest thing to use in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas besides the Hydra. So we all want it to be added to Grand Theft Auto 5 if it is not already hidden in the game. Well, if you look at the Penrose building from a bird's eye view, you can see that it makes up a pretty obvious shape of a jetpack, two cylinders, one on each side, and you can see that one side of the building is flat, the other side is rounded. It definitely looks exactly like a jetpack. Rockstar hid the biggest jetpack symbol of them all right here at the Penrose building for some reason. And of course, on the Chiliad Mystery mural, you have the eye at the top, very much like the Penrose building. The eye looks very similar to the one on the Chiliad Mystery mural. It's pretty interesting, guys. You can see how one side of the building has a flat surface, kind of like the surface that would be against your back, and then the other one is rounded. I've not seen any other buildings in the game with the two cylinders like that, so it's pretty obvious that that was Rockstar's intentions. Maybe Trevor is the opposite version of Ursula. That's definitely a pretty cool notion you had there, UC. We have brought her back to her humble abode right here next to the lighthouse, and it's time for Franklin to knock the bottom off of Ursula, and we will see if it will make it rain. Alright, following her to the house. Let's check her out, see if she's actually attractive. A brunette? Do you like brunettes, UC?
I love brunettes.
Alright, she's got her backpack on, and here we go, guys. All right, Geronimo, let's get out of here. This one might have a shot, guys. There it goes. It definitely hit the dam. We survived ourselves. Let's go check out the damage, guys. That was a direct hit. I mean, it was a little bit high, so I'm not sure if there's a correct spot to actually hit the dam. Oh, look at that. We got 1 star. I'm pretty sure we would have much more than 1 stars if that actually happened, of course. The wreckage is definitely crazy looking, guys, but you do not see anything changed with the dam whatsoever. Not even any cracks. I mean, if you put some proximity mines or some sticky bombs on there, it's definitely going to show off some explosions. But here, really does not show much of anything, really proving that this is not how you break the dam here in GTA 5. I still think there might be some sort of Easter egg going on here. And we definitely will be trying out some theories here at the channel. Now, Teresa Lopez responded to Ryan is Gaming's comment by saying the dam is unbreakable because the trains are unstoppable. That is her proof. This is an exclusive cutscene in GTA Online that only plays the first time that you die. You can see Chris Formage, the leader of the Epsilon cult, hovering in front of you. So is he able to naturally fly like he's from Never Neverland or something? Or is he using the jetpack? You can see the way he hovers, it kind of goes up and down, and if you listen into the background, you can even hear what might be jetpack thrusters. It is very mysterious. I know this also might be a dream or some sort of visual, but I'm taking it as possibly Rockstar's winking of the eye, or proof that the jetpack is owned by the Epsilon cult. Let me know what you think. This is a very mysterious cutscene. Damn you, Chris Formage. Give us the jetpack. Why are you not turning around? How come your back is away from us? Is there something back there making you fly? I think so. But the really crazy thing about this is when you get further away from it, those things disappear. And we know that Rockstar has put plenty of draw distance into this game, so the fact that it disappears and reappears at such a close range is definitely something that is intentional.
Dude, as you were doing that, Trippy, I couldn't help but notice, I have to point this out, is the fact that there's a UFO right there on it. And this is a complete reversal of the Chiliad UFO, where when you get closer to that UFO, it disappears. Where when you get closer to this, it actually appears.
Nice. That's definitely a great observation. Man, this thing is very detailed. You would think at first it just is 2 dinosaurs, right? Going after a guy who's climbing up a ladder for some reason, and then there's a UFO to top it all off. Thanks again for being part of the Trippy community. It definitely means a lot. Stay tuned. And as always, make sure to stay motherfucking trippy, my friends.